So I had some thoughts about this show that we're doing, because obviously this is episode 4 that we're doing now, isn't it? People seem to like it, but I think there's only so much of me running around, going to meetings. What happens to me all the time via all the social media platforms, particularly LinkedIn, but particularly Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, I'm constantly being asked by people about their careers, about their health, about their fitness. So what I thought was I'll use this show as a mechanism for giving some answers to those questions. So what I'm going to get Ralph to do is to start collecting all these questions, give them to you, Concha, and then you can ask me them at different times in the day when we're walking around, etc., and I can give some answers. And but we'll have to come up with a cool name, Ask Ange, or something like that. I don't know yet, but that's what we're going to do.
It is super raw.
So it depends really what you're scared of. If you're scared that you love your job at the moment and you just don't want to leave because you love your colleagues and what you do, that I would say don't worry about, because you can always go back. If you're good at your job, you'll always get that job or another job again. So don't worry about that one. On the other hand, if you're just worried that you don't know whether you're actually going to succeed as a business owner or whether the product or service that you have in mind is going to succeed, then I would suggest that you stay where you are and you carve out some time and you start your new business at the same time. Most of us, if we do a 9 to 5, we're going to have 2 or 3 hours spare every single day. On top of that, you have the weekend. So before you know it, you've got equivalent to sort of 4 weekdays of effort to actually put into this new business. And it doesn't have to be a success overnight. You could maybe do that for 2 years, learn from your mistakes, make sure that you're cut out to run a business, because it is a whole different set of skills that you need to run a business, not just the product or service related skills, and then go then. Yeah, we see this all the time actually, and I think the first thing is to find out what the reason is. Very often it is really just sort of social reasons, maybe they've not made the friends that they thought they would, or they're just literally homesick and don't want to admit it. And sometimes they won't say that, but they'll say it's because of the course, or maybe they've changed their mind. I really would encourage them in any event to stay at least for 1 term. But of course, the other side of the coin is that there are lots of other opportunities for them. They can go and do an apprenticeship. They can actually even go straight to work at the age of 18. As we know, they could go to a recruitment agency, give their details, and be an A-level entrant into a business as well, and maybe do a degree apprenticeship. So there are options, but I would really stress, get them to stay first of all, get them to persevere, remind them of the big picture and what they ultimately want to do, and to not throw the opportunity away so quickly, but knowing that there are alternative routes, so it wouldn't be the end of the world if they did leave. My nails, well, actually they're not perfect today because one just broke, which is very, very annoying. And I do like to have perfect nails, it's just something that I like. So I haven't done at Harrods, I haven't done every 2 weeks, and there's some really lovely girls that work there, which is one of the big reasons for going, because they also like perfect nails. A lovely girl called Eva, her friend Lucy, there's a whole load of them, and so I have fun, go there, get my nails done, get my hair done. My daughter comes with me. I do think, on a serious note, that grooming is very, very important. You obviously can have your own style. I wouldn't prescribe a style, but I do think in business that it's good to be groomed in terms of hair and nails and things like that. Then you can just chuck on your clothes and off you go, sort of thing. Yeah, it's just I find it sort of nice and relaxing. And in terms of colours, I couldn't tell you why I choose a colour, but a colour just comes to me immediately. It's about mood, I guess. Body goal for 2019. Well, I've got a few. I think none of us are ever totally satisfied with where we've got to. I do obviously look at my progress in the last couple of years and I can see, how far I've come, but you always want to be stronger, you always want to be better. And I think there's always a little bit of you that looks back at last year and think, oh, was I stronger then? Was I better then? That's just sort of human nature, really. So I think we look back with rose-coloured glasses. I want to get stronger. I measure that quite closely in terms of the weights that I'm lifting. I'm going to get another photo shoot because that keeps me on my fitness toes. But most importantly now, I've learned how to master your body and how it looks, and I know that I can share that with lots of people, you guys, if you're interested. So I'm going to share a lot more of what I'm doing, film some sort of gym moves and things like that. I'd love to have new podcast guests. We are putting them out every single week. If you are an expert in your field, and in particular if you see that there are exciting things happening in your field, in your industry, you see that there's this, a need for new talent, or if you've had an interesting story where you've ended up somewhere doing something you love and you never realised that you would ever be there, or dreamed you would ever be there, and you have an interesting story, then please get in touch. The podcasts are really popular. They help so many people, not just school leavers, college, university youngsters, but people midlife as well who want to change their career. So yeah, I'm always looking for more guests. We started with A to Z. We've gone well beyond that. I think we've done about 53, 54 episodes now, and we're doing one a week, so get in touch. Yeah, well, the whole supplement thing I have been pondering for quite some time. I do take some supplements, but the only one I take regularly is protein. I don't know if you'd call that a supplement really. I just take that post-workout. But I am really interested, because I want to sort of get that 10% edge. I eat really well, I go to the gym properly, I drink the water, have the sleep, I do all of that stuff, meditate, etc. So I do everything that, all the hard things. The easier things are just to sort of swallow some pills, take some supplements, but which ones? I don't want to put any old rubbish into my body. I'm sure you don't either. But there's no definitive research comparing them all. We're inundated with branding. So I'm going to try quite a few. I'm going to look at the research a bit more, and I'll let you know how I'm getting on. I'm going to have a look at Herbalife actually at the weekend. I've also looked at Bulletproof. I'm looking at Reflex, a whole load of others. You've been in contact with me, so I'll look at them all. Well, it depends what the definition of burnout is, because I'm same as the next person. I'm not immune to it, and sometimes I do feel burnout if you're describing it as just you don't want to do anything, you're worn out, you feel maybe a bit emotional or whatever. And when do I rest is the other question. Well, again, routine. Having a strict bedtime, having a strict getting up time means that you do have to get a certain amount of sleep in. Because I am one of these people who I would go on all evening. I would go to bed very, very late naturally, and I would get up early. And so then I wouldn't have enough rest. So I've learned to build that into the routine. That's the first thing. The second thing is sometimes give in to burnout. I lose my temper sometimes. I'll have a cry. I'll get fed up. I'm just like a normal person, and I think, but if you put it in perspective, that is going to happen when you're trying to get a lot of stuff done. And then maybe, tomorrow's a new day, go back to your plan and off you go again. So it's not the end of the world. Yeah, it's funny when people say they've lost motivation. It's almost like this motivation thing is something that is gifted to them and then they lose it again, or that someone else gives it to them. I mean, most people don't feel motivated all the time. I certainly don't. And I think it comes down to having a routine. So being clear on what your goals are at the beginning of the year, and then sort of really going for it, but making sure that you build it into your routine, because if you don't, it's very easy to not do things. So people ask me why I go to the gym all the time, how I can manage to go to the gym, how I'm motivated. It is literally because it's part of my routine. I just get up, I have coffee, and I go to the gym. Even if I've got a really early meeting, then I would just go to the gym even earlier. And it's just something that now I couldn't not do. But I think that's the only way to do it, and that comes to reading, meditation, doing a certain amount of work every day, eating a certain type of food. You've got to build it into your routine so that you don't have to keep making the decisions. My aim for 2019 is to bring together all the components that we've been working on in the last couple of years relating to careers and building businesses, and pull them all together on one digital platform. And that are the things that we've put together for inspiration, so the podcasts and the books, through to the stuff to plug the gap, so the training courses, the careers clinics, the work experience placements, through to the recruitment piece where we put people into great jobs, and through to the apprenticeships where we're actually training people once they're in those jobs, and obviously the body means business components as well, which is more holistic about mindset, body, and how they help you propel your career and your business forward. So we're going to try and put that all together on one digital platform that people can access, ideally through an app. So yeah, we're excited about that, but it's going to be a lot of work.